Hey guys, back with another installment in my 2011-12 Throwback series from our trip we did around North America. In this installment, we leave Pennsylvania, go through the Blue Ridge Parkway in Shenandoah National Park, and end up in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, I don't have too much from our visits up here. We did go to Shenandoah National Park and wanted to do some photography with the changing leaves and stuff. We stayed at a place called Front Royal RV Campground. It was a KOA park. It was okay. And then we moved down to the other side of Shenandoah and stayed at Swift Run Campground, just a very small campground, but it had quick access to the national park. Also, funny enough, there we woke up one morning, got outside in the sun, and there must have been 10,000 ladybugs all on the side of the RV. I guess they were attracted to the white. I really wish I had some photos or video of that, but I don't. Then we moved down and we stayed here at Smith Mountain Lake State Park. It's kind of an overnight stop as we were moving south. Weather was getting colder. It's near Roanoke, Virginia, I believe. Nice little state park. And then we went down and stayed a bit at Fancy Gap Blue Ridge Parkway, KOA. And we wanted to stay there so we could check out the famous Blue Ridge Parkway. Now, we thought about going down to Tennessee and that Smoky Mountains, but we heard it was so packed that year. And the weather was getting quite cold, so we decided just to beat a path right down to the coast. I saw that the weather was great down in Charleston, so this is going to be where most of the video is from. I have some clips of us on Folly Beach and was doing some sunrise and sunset shoots there. Also have some video of a horse and carriage ride that we took through the old town of Charleston, past all the old huge houses, and some photos of us on it was like an aircraft carrier, this maritime museum here, and a little bit of the dogs up here at Isle of Palms Beach. While we were there, we stayed at James Island County Park, and that was a great place to stay. Wasn't too expensive, but it was easy to get to the places we wanted to go to. Overall, I really loved Charleston and would love to go back again and visit. It was a great town. Anyway, let's get to the video.
Here we are at the pier at Folly Beach, South Carolina. It's about 7 in the morning. Sunrise has just happened. I'm going to take you up to the second story of the diamond platform. Take a look back. Sunrise on the Atlantic Ocean, South Carolina. Still on the pier at Folly Beach. All the pigeons are hanging out along the railing here, drying themselves. Hey pigeons. Hey pigeons. Ooh. They're like, you asshole. Looking back where I just was. you going on a
I'm
horse?
going on a mountain tour.
Big red barn. Gonna go on a horsey tour.
What's your window?
I like to get close, see if people are paying attention. Now, the house on our immediate left-hand side was the cousin to George Washington right there, William Washington. Oldest house on the Battery, built in the mid-1700s. The house next to it, 1891. See that tall chimney on the back part? That leads to a large fireplace where they heat up rocks and pick them up with a metal tong and then drop them into the pool to keep the pool warm year long.
Oh.
This house is second only to the Biltmore in North Carolina for an indoor heated swimming pool.
Oh, wow. Why is it called the Battery?
This street was at one point an offensive wall called the Battery Wall, designed by a man named Patrick Ramsey. It was actually called Battery Ramsey. When the wall came down, it was deemed, the first one to have a wall when you got ports in the harbor, because they're not going to get past the ports. They put in a street and called it South Battery Street. Charlestonians, very simplistic when it came to naming streets. They'd pick someone's house or someone who lived there or a building that was on it. And that's what they named it. Markets had the market, King Street the King's Highway, Meeting Street the meeting house. And the Battery Streets were the defensive walls of the city. Another town in America has that similar configuration, except they call it Wall Street in that town, but they do have a Battery Park. We do not. And that's the same reason. Hello, team! Out in the middle of the harbor, you can see chocolate cake with a candle on top. That is Fort Sumter. And it's a good 3 miles away from us right now. An important distance. In 1860-61, no cannon could reach 3 miles, not even inaccurate. So when people see paintings of the battle at Fort Sumter and they see downtown Charleston, these houses, and they see people on the porches and piazzas, they go, there's no way that really happened. And the truth is, it really did happen. With no actual harm to be had from the firing, they were out on the porches and piazzas with a glass of sweet tea or a cigar to watch the fireworks in their front yards. See that, guys? That buys it. The city of Charleston would withstand siege from Yankee forces for 588 days straight. Over 23,000 projectiles hit this town, which is one every 17.5 minutes for a year and a half. It's a miracle that any house to our left-hand side is older than 1860. Over 85% are. But let's spot the ones that aren't. This one here and the one right next to it, both built in the early 1900s. Not because the original homes were destroyed by Yankee cannon fire. In 1893, a hurricane as bad as Hugo picked up a 3 massive schooner out of the harbor and decided to moor it right here in the middle of two houses, which were completely obliterated. The replacement homes came in the 1920s. This one has been said it took the cast and crew of The Wizard of Oz over a year to build, but both of these guys quite young. This one is currently for sale for $6.2 million if you're interested in living out here on the Battery. There are only 2 houses on this street to choose from. That one and one we're going to see about 5 more doors up the street.
The House Museum.
What's that?
You said it's a House Museum?
It's a privately owned house museum, which means they're open about 10 to 4 every day. They have about 60% of the original furniture inside, so if you really want to see a house that looks original on the inside, that's probably the best one to go. I really attacked these oleanders today.